Having a guided conversation can really help bring out the important details and stories. Got it? What do you think is the biggest challenge people face when trying to share their life stories?
Simply trying to think of what people want to know.
Figuring out what others want to know can be a bit tricky. Do you think people are more interested in the successes or the challenges that someone has faced in their life?
Well, I think that perhaps they're more interested in its challenges, but the greater story is the adversities people have overcome in order to be the person they are.
The journey of overcoming adversity can be really inspiring. What's one of the most significant adversities you've faced in your own life, and how did you overcome it?
Well, right now I'm dealing with ALS.
I'm so sorry to hear that. How are you finding the process of sharing your story and experiences with others? Is it helping you cope with your diagnosis in any way?
Absolutely. It helps me to put it on top of the table and lessen the fear that others have in regards to the journey that I'm making.
That's really powerful. By sharing your experience, you're helping to demystify ALS and show others that they can face their own challenges with courage and resilience. What message do you hope people take away from your story?
Well, that people continue to live in spite of any disability. They find ways to do what I call plowing around the stumps.
I love that phrase, plowing around the stumps. It's such a great metaphor for finding ways to overcome obstacles. Can you tell me more about what that looks like for you on a daily basis? How do you plow around the stumps with ALSNs?
Well, I get up every day and I eat my breakfast. I get a shower. I dress as if I'm going to the office, and I spend my days doing the kind of things that I'm doing with you right now.
It sounds like you found a way to maintain a sense of normalcy and purpose, despite the challenges of ALS, and that's really inspiring. How do you think your experiences and attitude can help others who may be facing their own struggles or disabilities?
Well, I, I have in mind the idea of having a strong finish and living until I die. I don't plan to die before uh, I as long as I can continue to live.
That's a really powerful philosophy. Living until I die. It's all about living in the present and making the most of every moment. What does a strong finish mean to you? Is it about achieving specific goals or simply living life to the fullest?
It's a matter of living life to the fullest. I am an 80-year-old man who is in the harvest years already. And so it gives me an opportunity to show how you march toward what is inevitable for us all.
It's beautiful that you're embracing this stage of your life as a time of harvest and opportunity. What do you hope people will learn from the way you're marching toward the end of your life? And how do you want to be remembered?
Well, I want, first of all, to be remembered as a person of character. I also want to see people to see that I am not afraid of dying because of my faith. I'm engaging as long as I can engage because there will come a time when I can't. And then I could at that moment have regrets if I did not do what I'm doing now.
It's clear that your faith is a source of comfort and strength for you, and that you're motivated to make the most of the time you have. What role do you think faith has played in helping you cope with your diagnosis and the challenges that come with it?
Well, first of all, it my faith takes away any fears that I might have beyond this life. The greatest challenge is to be able to end it in a way that is not painful, or the. But I have certainly a community of people, the ALS community, my own family, the church that I attend. All of these are supports that I have that help me to make the journey easier.
It sounds like your faith and support system are providing you with a sense of comfort and peace as you navigate this challenging time. How do you think your experience with ALS has impacted your relationships with loved ones, and has it brought you closer to them in any way?
Indeed, it's brought me closer to not only them, but it's brought me closer to life itself and the meaning of life. And so, therefore, uh, as so many noted people have made a comment, that adversity is that which brings out qualities in our life, and therefore, an untried or untested life is not really worth living.
That's a profound insight. It's as if your experience with ALS has given you a new appreciation for the value and preciousness of life and has allowed you to connect with others and with yourself on a deeper level. Do you think that's something that you would have discovered without going through this challenge?
I would have liked to have been able to, but I do not think that would have occurred. I think the
It's
challenge,
almost as if the challenge of facing a difficult situation like ALS has a way of clarifying what's truly important and helping you find a sense of purpose and meaning. Let me push back on that a bit. Do you think that's something that others can learn from, even if they're not facing a similar challenge?
I would hope we could learn it, but unfortunately, I'm afraid that we don't learn it very well unless we do face. But if we learn it, it's small challenges can help us to be prepared for the greater ones.
That's a wise perspective. It's as if you're saying that facing challenges, no matter how small, can help us build resilience and prepare us for the bigger ones that may come our way. Many people wonder, how can we cultivate that kind of resilience and preparedness in our daily lives without having to go through a major crisis? What advice would you give to someone who wants to develop that kind of inner strength?
Well, first of all, is to be present in the moment, to look at those kinds of events not as a bad thing, but as a learning opportunity. And with each pushback that you get in life, use that as a way to build strength for the next one that may be larger, and it may continue to be as large or as emphatic as ALS is.
Being present in the moment and viewing challenges as opportunities for growth can be really powerful. It's almost as if you're saying that each obstacle we face can be a stepping stone to building strength and resilience for the next one. Our audience has been particularly interested in hearing about how people navigate difficult times. Can you tell me more about how you've used your faith to find meaning and purpose in the face of adversity?
Well, it's given me more time to delve into my own personal beliefs, and they are tried, and I have ways of expressing that across bridges that I have walked with my grandchildren, and I call life itself as a trail of trials. And the first bridge for us is a bridge of trust. Then we walk to the bridge that we call trial, one that we call temptation, and ultimately the bridge, bridge that we call triumph.
It sounds like your faith has provided a framework for you to understand and navigate the challenges of life, and that you've been able to share this perspective with your loved ones, including your grandchildren. That's really beautiful. Can you tell me more about what you mean by the bridge of trust and how that relates to your personal journey with ALS?
Well, trust, we have been taught in the Bible that we are not to lean to our own understandings, but in all ways to acknowledge God, and He will direct our path. And when we trust the perspectives that He gives us and the truth revealed in Scripture, then it provides for us a way to be obedient to Him, that ultimately, when we trust and obey, we know what the outcome will be.
That's a beautiful perspective on trust. It's as if you're saying that trusting in a higher power and being obedient to that power can provide a sense of direction and purpose, even in uncertain times. You once mentioned that adversity can bring out qualities in our lives. How do you think trusting in God has helped you navigate the challenges of ALS? Has it given you a sense of peace or comfort that you might not have otherwise had?
Indeed, I know the end of what I've been promised, and God is a keeper of his promises. And so I look through the vision or the lens of God, and I see how it will ultimately, he will be the one that's triumphant. And so if I follow his directions, follow his guidelines, which are revealed in the scripture, they're also in life itself as we observe what other people do. We know what the results will be.
It sounds like having that trust and faith in God's plan has given you a sense of hope and assurance, even in the face of uncertainty. That's really powerful. You've had a remarkable journey and have shared so much wisdom and insight with us today. As we come to the end of our conversation, is there one final thing you'd like to leave our listeners with? Something that you hope they'll remember long after our conversation is over?
Well, you make a choice in early in life and you follow
You
that.
made a choice early. It seems like we've come to a bit of a pause in our conversation. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about or any final thoughts you'd like to share before we wrap up?
Just simply that I want to have a strong finish.
That's a great way to sum it up. Having a strong finish is a wonderful goal, and it's clear that you're committed to living life to the fullest, even in the face of challenges. I think that's something that our listeners can really learn from. Thank you for sharing your story and your insights with us today. It's been an honor to have you on the show.
It's been my joy.
That's wonderful to hear. It's clear that this conversation has been meaningful for you, and I want to thank you again for sharing your story and your insights with us. You've been an inspiration, and I know that your message will resonate with our listeners. Thank you for being a part of this conversation.